was a wolf sporting fleece made from a sheep's wool, but swore he wasn't the bad guy. Said his closet had no clothes, and that's why they should have known that was a bad lie. But the people were desperate. They needed a savior to protect their chickens from wicked lions, someone who would separate self-interest from that kind of greed that thickens the more people plead. All the pretty ones from before were scams. They identified what would get the people, and that's religion. So they came reciting the book of Psalms. It's weird how majority morphed into fools just by the sight of the Bible. No questions asked. And that's why pastors keep on recruiting and training disciples. This guy was ugly, had looks they weren't familiar with, like the shape of his mouth, ungodly. Anytime he spoke, you would think the overnight saliva in his mouth was about to drool. But he was eloquent, and to them that was cool. So they made him president. First speech was plagiarized, a red flag. But the red in their flag stands for the blood and toil of forefathers. So their interpretation was a positive one. It's no biggie. This guy was ready to die for all fathers, and they wouldn't even sacrifice him if he was the goat. But he was a wolf who had mastered the art of bleating like sheep and will soon trample on them like grass. This isn't fiction. This is a true story. You can go home and ask your parents about the short man who was never sorry for his incompetence and corrupt habits, hopping from one bad deal to the next for 8 long years like 4 rabbits. Felt like the country was being ruled by the mafia. The capital reminded us of Sicily. Citizens even lost their hard-earned savings like their accounts had a leak. But those bank vaults were not baskets made from raffia. Every arm of government was controlled by his family and friends. Greedy pigs, educated fools. They graduated from big schools with cum laude and other honors only to use those degrees as a tool to help them become dishonest. His ploy was to steal and destroy, then escape to a distant country to enjoy his loot. The emperor's new clothes. The stitches got loose, so both his potbelly and dubious moves were uncovered, and it wasn't cute. The ugly president went down in history as one of the worst Africa has ever seen. His name is seldomly heard because it brings back bitterness. It even stinks like a public latrine. He could have been VIP, but when he's mentioned, it's in the same line with KVIP. A good name is better than riches. That's why we still hear the names of Kwame Nkrumah and Thomas Sankara. Put country first, be like them, and not the ugly president.